Hi, thanks for watching. Now, although there are many different ways to generate new customer leads for your business, consumer habits have shifted over the last couple of years since the pandemic, and I want to show you how you can leverage local internet search volume to bring all the new leads into your website for free. Well, basically at whatever it costs to keep your site live. Now, all these leads will be coming exclusively to you, unlike third-party sites like Angie's and Home Advisor. And just so you can see that there's value in it, I'm going to show you the amount of traffic and leads coming to your top competitors in the area so that way you'll know what to expect from this. So just for comparison, what I've done is taken your website and some top local results when I search Boston air conditioning. So I grabbed the top two companies here and I put them all into this tool that I use. And it shows me all the information that Google uses to determine your position in search results. So you can see just quickly by some of the numbers why these companies are outranking yours and at the top of the list. But let me just briefly go over what these numbers mean. So as we go through your site, you can see what changes need to be made and how they'll affect its rank. Now, when Google is determining how to rank a website, it uses two factors. The first is what's called the authority or trust that it has in your site. Now, this basically boils down to a popularity contest because this authority is gained when other domains or websites refer back to yours and then they create a link called the backlink. And this basically acts as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust because others are vouching for you. So to give you a quick example, if say the local news station did an article on their website and it said the top 10 best HVAC contractors in the Boston metro area, and in that article the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain. Now, these backlinks can come from a lot of different types of places, including blogs, editorials, guest posts, press releases like that. However, one strong and important type is what's called the citation. Now, a citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory. Those include Yelp, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, Better Business Bureau. The good news about these is they're always free. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. So going back over the numbers, you can see why Google is placing more trust and more authority in these websites and therefore putting them at the top of the list. But you can also see just based on the difference of sheer numbers here that it is not just it's not just quantity. It also has a lot to do with the quality of these links. So we need to make sure that they are relative to your service industry, local, at least at the very minimum inside the United States. And then they just need to make sure that they are trustworthy sources they're coming from so that way you can transfer that trust through the link to your website. Now, the second factor for ranking the website is the content on your page. So if we take a look here, Google is really putting a lot of emphasis on high quality content over these last few updates. So these are all the words and phrases that are being typed into Google search that are being associated or found on your site, and then as well as the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So if we just narrow this down, just so I can show you how it works for, let's say, the Boston area, we've got HVAC Boston. That's being searched 250 times per month. Right now, you just dropped down to position number 11, so you're on the second page. Unfortunately, nobody's finding you down there. Statistically speaking, they're not going much past 3, 5 at most on the first page, let alone to page 2. However, if your website was ranked in the top of the page, those 250 people per month would be seeing your site. Now, Google Analytics estimates that of total search volume, 10% should be converted into a lead when your site is ranked. So you're looking at a potential of 25 new leads coming in. Now, obviously, you're not going to close every single one of those, and each job is a little bit different with its scope and its profit margin, but you can see just how the sheer volume of leads coming in per month can definitely add up to some revenue at the end of that month and at the end of the year. And that's just for one keyword phrase. So then we repeat that same process for all the high volume keywords, making sure that those are included on the page and the page is ranking. And then you can see how you'll be getting all that traffic and all that search volume and all those leads coming in. Now, there is a formula that Google uses to find these keywords on your site. So if we take a look here again, as far as the layout, everything is great. I mean, we've got the header right at the top. It's mobile optimized, so well, maybe it's not. You really the big emphasis nowadays is people are searching on a smart device, so we want to make sure everything is mobile optimized where they can click the call. Obviously, we have a submit button. Do we have a? Okay, so there is at least a mobile option there. As far as Google is concerned, it's a robot. It doesn't care what the layout looks like. It's just going to come in and count all the words and text on your page. Now, we generally recommend about a minimum of 1,000 to 1,500 words on a page. And it looks like you guys are doing a pretty good job with the amount of content on the page. What we need to do is target the type of content that you have on there. So what I mean by that is while Google counts all your words, it's also searching for those keywords. So any of the services that you want to offer and the areas you want to be found in. Um, However, after the most recent updates, Google is actually reading the content on the page. So if you want to qualify for a keyword, then you need to have about 100 to 150 words of text per keyword that are describing the keyword itself. And then even beyond that, air conditioning is a national keyword. This can get searched from anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. What we would want to do is we'd want to target keywords that are what we call buyer intent, meaning if somebody is searching for air conditioning services Boston, Mass, or air conditioning Boston, they're actually searching for a contractor to do some AC work. So we would want to sub out some of these for a little bit more specific keywords and then have the content to back them up so that way they'll start bringing you up in search results for the actual money-making keywords when people are searching for jobs to get done. So how it would work on the search page, obviously we've got ads that come up at the top. This section right here is called the Google Map Pack. This is actually a pretty important section to be in because anywhere from 40 to 60% of traffic will come right here just because it's at the top of the page. This has to do with your Google business profile, so that's also free. There are ways to optimize that so that way you can get higher up in this list. So you want to make sure you fill out your categories, have all your information, address, phone number, your hours. Try to get as many reviews as possible. There are ways we can send out forms and try to get more reviews and have customers have one click to be able to submit reviews. You definitely want to be getting listed in as many citations as possible. So all those name, address, and phone number directories, you want to be listed more than anybody else on this list. And then Google really rewards activity. So you want to be posting to the profile, definitely adding pictures. The pictures, what we recommend is we geolocate them. So we put a tag on them for the longitude and latitude. So that way Google can't understand what the picture is, but it can read the data of the picture, how it's saved and what's embedded, and it can understand your service area. So if we embed pictures from a certain area, when somebody in that area is searching for air conditioning or for a service that you offer, Google can understand that your business does service that area, so it's more likely to come up in this list. However, underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up on the list that you're going to rank. So this is where getting more of those links or referrals from other websites helps you climb and outrank the competition. So that way you are one of the first clicks with all that search volume and you're getting all those leads coming into the business. So I know this was a lot of information. I hopefully it was helpful. If you do want to reach out, if you have any questions, feel free to do so. We can talk about some of the goals for the business and I can go into a little bit further detail about exactly how to update the page so that way you can get those buyer intent keywords. I will say that having a blog is a fantastic source to be able to get content and keywords onto your site because you can make entire articles specifically about those keywords. So there are a lot of things at your disposal to be able to get this site ranking so that way you can get a lot more search volume. Be happy to go over it, but my biggest thing is just I'd appreciate just getting feedback just to make sure that information like this was useful and I wasn't wasting your time. So please feel free to let me know what you thought. Thanks, and I do appreciate your time.